Addis Abeba in Ethiopia is becoming a major hub of construction and is expanding every day. Let's look into some of the most impressive mega projects in Addis Abeba. Number 1. The Mesob Tower. Ethiopia, an African country, was to start building the Mesob Tower. The Ethiopian Minister of Culture and Tourism, Hirut Kassah, PhD, told the public about the news. He said that a memorandum of understanding has been signed between the ministry and the architects who designed the tower so construction could begin. The new 70-story building will be built in Addis Abeba, which is the capital city of the country. It'll be 250 meters tall and stand on a plot of land that is 20,000 square meters in size. The projects, which are expected to cost about $681 million, will include hotels, shopping malls, a cultural center with exhibits from all over Ethiopia, a gym, a golf club, and many other things. It's expected that the building will be done in the next 5 years. How the tower is going to be built. The architect says that the Mesob Tower is a one-of-a-kind building that was made to honor Ethiopian culture. After it's done, the development, which was paid for by a public-private partnership, will help bring more tourists to the country and improve its reputation abroad. For the benefit of tourists, this building will be a tower that goes up quite high. Hirut Kassah says that when the Mesob Tower is finished, it'll provide the tourism industry with enough qualified people. Ethiopia is having the most tourists than any other country in the world. Mr. Hirut Kassah pointed out that the travel and tourism sector of Ethiopia's economy has grown by 48.6% in the last year, according to the World Travel and Tourism Council's annual analysis of the industry's economic impact and social value. Our country has seen the most growth in tourism in the world. This is better than the average growth rate of 3.9% for tourism around the world and the average growth rate of 5.6% for tourism in Africa. According to the minister, building this skyscraper will have an impact on the growth of Ethiopia. Project Overview. The Mesob Tower is a mixed-use building that's being built in Addis Ababa on a 50,000 square meter plot of land along Mozambique Street in the Kirkos subcity. The building will have 70 stories. The structure, which will reach a height of 250 meters when it's finished, is made to look like a mesob, which is a type of brightly colored hand-woven basket that's used as a table or other household equipment in Ethiopia and on which food is usually placed during communal meals. The Mesob Tower project will include a shopping mall, a hotel, a cultural center that'll show off different parts of the East African country, a fitness center, a running track, gardens, and a golf club. Mesob is Ethiopia's traditional music. The tower will be the main place for incentive programs, business meetings, conferences, and exhibitions in the city. It'll also be a hub for tourist attractions. The group doing work on the Mesob Tower. Reports say that the Mesob Tower project is being built through a public-private partnership with the Ethiopian Ministry of Culture and Tourism. This ministry is in charge of researching, preserving, developing, and promoting the culture and tourist attractions of the East African country and its people, both in Ethiopia and around the world. As the project owner, it's also in charge of developing the project. The project is also said to belong to the Ethiopian Ministry of Culture and Tourism. Number 2. The ZEMEN Bank Headquarters. The ZEMEN Bank Headquarters is a 32-story building that's currently being built on a plot of land that's 2,304 square meters in the middle of Addis Ababa, Ethiopia's financial district, on Ras Ababe Arage Street. This building will have 1 ground floor, 3 basement floors, and 31 floors above. ZEMEN Bank SC is working on the project. It's a commercial bank that provides a wide range of banking services to both private and business clients in Ethiopia. It's being designed by JDAW Consulting Architects and Engineers, a company that works in many different fields and offers professional services for a wide range of civil projects from the beginning to the end. Anchor Foundation Specialist PLC, a market leader in pile foundation building and specialist in underground construction solutions, did the first work on the ZEMEN Bank Headquarters project. China Wu Yi Limited is the main company in charge of the project. Number 3. The Ethiopian Teachers Association Multi-Story Building. The Ethiopian Teachers Association, which is a trade union in Ethiopia and is part of Education International, which is a global union federation of teachers' trade unions, has started building its planned multi-story building in Addis Ababa by laying the foundation stone. In Ethiopia, the Ethiopian Teachers Association is a labor union. The ceremony was led by Dr. Johan Binti, the president of the ETA. Dr. Angetahun Makuria, the Minister of Education, and Addis Abeb, the Deputy Mayor, were also there. The building will be built in the Sangatera neighborhood of the Lideta subcity. Johan Abe Consulting Architects and Engineers will be in charge of the project. The land for the building is 4,382 square meters, and the Addis Ababa City Administration is giving it for free. The building, which was designed by Atcon Consulting Engineering and Architects, will house a library, a research center, and a hospital that will offer free and low-cost care to people in need. Both members of the association and people from the general public will be able to use these facilities. It'll also have office space for businesses that can be rented out to make more money. After the construction of the new building is done, the ETA plans to move its headquarters there. How much money will the project cost? The proposed building will cost more than $64 million to build, which is how much the association will spend on it. The money will be raised in a number of ways, such as through events, trade fairs, the sale of coupons, and pledges, amongst other things. During the ceremony, Addis Abebe said that the city's government, which has already given close to $1.2 million to the project, will give all of the needed support for the building to be built. Getahun Makuria, who's in charge of education, said again that the Ministry of Education has been helping the group and will continue to do so in the future. Number 4. Dry Port in MODJO. Work has started on expanding the dry port in MODJO, which is in the middle of Ethiopia. Minister of Transport Dagmawit Moges led the ceremony to break ground. He said that the main goal of the expansion is to bring landlocked Ethiopia's logistics sector up to date. The first dry port to be built in Ethiopia is the MODJO dry port. It started running on a small scale at the end of 2009, and since then it's helped Djibouti be less crowded. It helps with a lot of logistics and transportation between the interior of Ethiopia and the parts of the country next door, Djibouti. Moges says that in logistics, if we finish work on modernization, quality, and efficiency, the effects won't just be in our country. Instead, they'll draw attention to the role that our trade and logistics play not just in the area, but around the world. Improving our logistics would make Ethiopia a prosperous country that's also a good place for investors to put their money. The expansion project will involve building a total of 6 warehouses, as well as a number of roads and other surface works, buildings that can be used for more than one thing, and a number of different places where work can be done. A Chinese construction company, China Civil Engineering Construction Corporation, was given the contract for the project, which is expected to cost $110 million. The money for this project comes from the World Bank. The main goals of the project will be to make textiles and clothing, leather and leather goods, and agro-processed goods. The government's industrial policy, which aims to broaden the country's export base, depends on these 3 value chains. Along the corridor for trade between Ethiopia and Djibouti, the dry port is in charge of 80% of the country's import-export market at the moment. Moges went on to talk about how her country has made long-term plans to develop and improve the logistics industry. As part of the new plan for the industry to grow, the government plans to build a lot of road and rail projects over the next 10 years. Moges said that this includes building road expressways and building corridor lines both on their own and in groups. This also includes building new dry ports, he said. Thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned for more.